Joining our today's webinar on understanding the rules and constraints inside the Altium Designer. If you have any questions during the presentation or during the demo, please type in a chat. We will discuss at the end of the our webinar. Let us get started. When you're talking about the understanding about the rules, we have to understand the design requirements. There are three challenges. The first one is interacting between the requirements from the schematic, logical, and the PCB physical level, and resolving the errors and identifying them, and having a validation and proof that we have actually which will meet the requirements. If we talk about this understanding the rules and the design requirements, first we have to have a understanding between your schematics and the PCB requirements, and we have to resolve the errors. We have to identify them, and followed by we have some proof of validation whether you have done properly, those rules has been properly validated or not, and we have to produce some proof. They are the three important things when you want to do the design. They are the three two important things for the design requirements. When you talk about the requirement interactions, as I told, we have three things. The first one is synchronization interaction between the schematic, logical, and PCB. In that, first you talk about the synchronize. Okay, in that we have got in the synchronize also we have got three things. The which is logical side schematics and PCB physical side. In the demo, we are going to place a rule in the schematic side and drive that rule into the PCB, and to organize the requirement, like categorizing them and see the scope of where they are lie in just not a net or a whole board, every net in specific class, and grouping, and you can prioritize them with the rule hierarchy, and overlapping rules and conflicting scopes will not give you the results. Just because you created a rule that is valid does not mean that that is right. We have to see any conflict is happening while applying the rule. That also we have to cross check. We'll be discussing during the demonstration. And the next thing when you talk about the rules is the error resolution. Identify the problem early and navigating them and seeing that everything and what the error corresponds to which item in your entire design, and you can easily correct it, and you can avoid creating a new win future. That means you have to identify early to avoid the doing the mistake in the upcoming things. And the next thing is the last one is the violation the proof. Once you correct the error, it is important that you have some type of record about complaints. Your customer may need a document at the end of the your design. If you have a report that wins back to the initial requirement, you have a lot of validation reports throughout the entire process. With the documentation report, you have visibility and requirement, and it is something that it is reproducible, and also you can apply the same in your new design by taking a backup, and also by taking that rule as a base, and you can able to reproduce the same, and also we can increase the traceability, and also you can see where this rule has been used if we have a certain documentation of your design rules. And the next one is we are going to talk about design requirements automation, how this automation helps in meeting your design requirements. If you look at the design requirement automation, we have logical side electrical rules and PCB side design rules. There is a rule and constraints hierarchy allows you to organize things by prioritizing them within each category, help you to establish a scope. You can talk about the rule wizard, create a rule quickly, real-time design guidance. These rules allow you to create things like automatically. Write down routes. As you route through the board, if you set it down properly, you can see the rule checking in the PCB. You are focusing on DRC today and also doing an electrical rule check on the schematic side, then looking at the PCB rules and violation panel, which actually allows you to see the different categories and run individual rule checks for the design rules you have applied and navigate through the violations, and we can generate the validation report. And we have already completed design and you want to create a report that shows the rule reports. By using the validation you can able to generate the rule reports. Okay. And when you talk about the article and design rules, if you look at the design rules at the other side, we have to create on logical side uh, and a physical side interact with each other. Logical means you all know schematic, physical means PCB. The both will interact each other inside Altium. And you can enable the rules and constraints in the hierarchy to ensure that the scope priority is set properly. When you create a new rule, there are 5 basic steps. Find the category, where you create the new rule, and the next one is you need to give a proper name, and then we have to define the object where it is matches. You are pointing to a net, or you are pointing to a net class, or you want to pointing to a differential pair. You have to select that category, and followed by you have to give the value of the particular uh, clearance rule or width rule. What is the value you want to maintain a clearance example, so you have to specify. And then the last one is the prioritizing the rule. Suppose if you have a bunch of rules, you want to prioritize this so that the tool will apply this particular rule when it is checking the uh, you know online DRC. As you know, online DRC which will run in the on the go, which is the 5 steps we have to follow while creating the design rules. In the latest version, we have got a documented view rule editor, which will help you very easily, which I also showcase you in the during the demo. And then rules and constraints hierarchy. So it is important once you visualize the scope and prioritize to make sure that you don't have conflicts. When you have this hierarchy, you can quickly add and remove items throughout the entire hierarchy, and there is a traceability and reproducibility that you have mentioned earlier. You are able to save this and share with your team. That means if you have a design tool, you can, as I told, you can create and save with your team. Okay, with yourself and among your different projects also you can able to share it. If you have the different hierarchies, you can save it. And next one is we are going to talk about the rule wizard. The rule wizard is a nice way to and we have a little bit of guide for creating all these rules. You can do it manually, but rule wizard will give more visibility of the rule types, and there is a lot of different rules. Some people might forget those different types, but this rule wizard help you to create the rules properly. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, this is about the rule wizard. When you don't forget the, it help you to remember all the rules where you can easily apply with a single place by using the this rule wizard. And the next one is real-time design guidance. Okay, different types of rules we have got. There are 2 types: online and batch rule of mode. If you talk essentially, when you have the online mode, the system will check during the routing process whether this particular trace is meeting the all the design criteria or not. It is called online DRC. The batch DRC means if we have a bunch of rules where we want to run all the bunch of rules together, then we can run the batch DRC by using the DRC check, okay, which Altium will support. And also this online DRC help you to quickly react on the error, and you can able to resolve it then and there itself, and it won't let you to do it will let you to stop the doing the mistakes, and also it will eliminates the need of remembering the requirements manually. If you set the proper design rule, whenever you are trying to do the particular net routing, the online DRC will flag a error if it is not meeting the requirements. Okay, that's why there is saying usually the PCB designing is a rule-driven approach. What all design rules we kept, there is no need of remembering every time. That system will automatically follow. Okay, if you set the proper design rules in the your design. Okay, and the next one is DRC check, which we'll talk about the different rule types of rule checks. When you configure the rule check, there is an online rule type which will checks when you are in the PCB, and while routing both with rule, clearance rule, all the rules it will be checking. And if you have as I told previously, if you have bunch of rules, you can choose for online or a batch. Okay, but my suggestion, if you have bunch of rules, you can choose for batch. In my case, I will select a clearance and with rules as online. Rest will be a batch. Okay, because clearance and with the very important aspect as per my thing. That's why I choose clearance and the with rules as a online. Rest will be batch. Okay, and the PCB rules and violations panel. Here is a panel, the traceability, where you can able to easily trace your violations, and you're able to run the particular. Suppose you have a bunch of clearance rules, you want to run all the nets in that particular design rule are satisfying or not. We can able to specify by this PCB rules and violations panel. And you can see in the picture we have got different types of rules. In the middle you can see here, you can see we have got all the rules available, and in that rules there are 49 rules we have created. In the 49 rules we have got 8 violations has been find out, and there are 16 violations will be waived off. There is a situation where you want to waive some few violations. That violations also will be displayed here. Let us say, for example, a edge connector which will be having a mechanical error which is out of the PCB. In that case, the tool will also will flag a error. To overcome these, what the designer will do, he will waive off the particular clearance issue or clearance rule. Okay, this is a help you to easily trace and quickly resolve that issue inside the Altium Designer, which is rules and violations panel inside the Altium Designer. And the next panel thing is we are talking about the validation reports. Okay, it's provide a proof of meeting all your requirements. These reports are good for formal release. You get traceability of any existing issues, anything is left, everything is documented in this report. This shows all the areas are following the rules. You can record all your violations, and it is very easy to share, and you can generate in couple of different ways. This help you to easily generate a report of all your violations, and also you can able to attach to your project as a proof that you have followed all the requirements of the project, and you can also generate this report in multiple different ways. And the last thing we are going to discuss about the how we can define the rules and the constraints. There are three basic sources are the PCB, fabrication, and schematic. For the rule constraints, the very top it is PCB design rule, because the schematic and fabrication feed into those they might originated from fabrication, and the schematic generally they go into the PCB. What all inputs we take from schematic developer, hardware engineer, and fabrication department, the both inputs from these two departments or two divisions will be going to the PCB. So it is very important to get all your inputs from these two departments for designing and building the rules inside the your design. Whatever the tool you are using, it is very important. You have to take the inputs from the schematic engineer and other fab house. We can implement the same in the PCB to avoid the issues in the design. There are 6 basic rules we recommend to everyone. The first two ones are clearance and the electrical clearance of the pads, the traces and component clearance, and the bias styles and the polygon connect style shows your copper core connects to your bias and different pads. And so and solder mask expansion, make sure it's not small, it's not large. Okay, they are the 5 basic rules you have to remember while applying the things. Well, the first one is electrical trace pad and clearance rule, and next thing is width constraint and the via style. What is the via styles? You need interior design, and the next one is the clearance between the components. You have to set this properly. And polygon connect style, you need a direct connection to your pads and vias, or you need a thermal relief connection to your pads and vias, that we need to define it properly. And the solder mass expansion, how much expansion you require from your pad edge, and how much we need to specify inside the Altium design rules. So they are the 6 basic rules when applying the design. Okay, now let us jump into the demonstration, how we can create a schematic inside PCB, how we can push to the how we can create a schematic rules in the schematics and push to the PCB, and how we can increase the priority, prioritize the rules, and how we can use a rule wizard, and how you can use a rules and violations panel to check the issues in the design rules. We will have a look. Yes, this is Altium Designer. I have a schematics over here. In the latest version of Altium, we have got a document view editor, but I don't know how many are comfortable in using the document view and design tool editor. So that's why I'm just still showing in the older version of the design tool creator. Okay, now as I told, schematic is a logical representation of your circuit, and PCB is a physical representation. As I told, we have to take the inputs from the schematic team and the fab house to build the rules in the PCB. But in Altium, we have a flexibility and to create the design rules in the schematic itself. Okay, let us see. I have here 1.8 volts and 3.3 volts net group of nets. I want to assign a rule to this particular group of nets. Okay, for that, what I will do, you can see we have got active bar over here in Altium Designer. I'll pick this active bar. You can see we have got a blanket. I just place a blanket. The blanket helps you to specify a rule for a group of nets inside the blanket, and then we'll place a parameter set. Okay, and then here just select it, and then just go to properties panel. You can pick the properties panel from panels and say properties. Okay, and here you can, if you want, you can able to give a meaningful name. Okay, 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 and then just click on add. See here a rule. As soon as when you say rule, if you are seeing these rules in the PCB, the same rules you can able to apply in the schematic itself. Now I want to apply a bit constraint rule. Let's select the bit constraint. Click OK. Then you will open a pop-up panel. Here you can able to choose the units required. You require between metrics or mm. You can able to pick from here. Okay, and then here I want to choose 10 mm, so 10 mil, 15 mil, and 20 mil for this group of nets. Okay, just click OK. And also I want to create a net class for this one. Okay, you can see you can also enable the rule applied for this particular net. Also you can able to enable, and also I want to assign a net class for this group of nets as well. For that, what I will do, just go to properties, search this directive, go to properties. Okay, and then here net class. Here I just give same name. I will give power underscore 1 volt 1 underscore 3, and let me say and 3 volts 3. Okay, this is a net class. If you want to enable it, I also will show here. Okay, this is a net class I have created. Now it's time to update your design to PCB. Let us open the PCB in the Altium Designer. See, it's very easy and simple. If you have a two teams working on the design and a schematic part, then if the schematic engineer or hardware engineer, if you apply the design tool in the schematic without any questions, you can able to update your design rule to the PCB. I'll show you now. I have added a design rule under net class. Simply just go to design, update to PCB. When I do design update to PCB, you can see here what the rule we have created is going to add into the our PCB. Just say HQ changes. See, these two rules what I have given to 1.8 volts net and 3.3 volts but has been added to the PCB. Let us close this. Now see here, online DRC is been checking. It is whenever you add a new rule to the PCB, uh, then the tool will check for the DRC, and it will flag a error. You can see we have got some a couple of errors which were flagging on the nets of 1.8 volts and 3.3 volts. Okay, if you look at these errors, if you go to the PCB rules and violations panel, which is docked here, you can access from the panel's PCB rules and violations. You can see here we have got all the rules what are available inside the design rules are displayed here, and what all rules we have written is displayed. You can see we have got a rules from schematics, and what is the net name is being added, and preferred with also is showing. And if you see here we have got 49 violations. You can see with location and what is the actually issue it will can able to see. If you select that net, you can able to see it is highlighting based on this selection. You can if you say select, if you say select and select here, automatically it will highlight this particular segment. Here we have only selected only zoom. Okay, then it will only zoom to the error. You can see here it's showing an error. Maybe we are given a rule width of preferred is 15 mil and 10 mil. Maybe because of reason it is flagging an error. But there are 409 errors which we are not sure that all are belongs to. See here, you can see there's a net antenna via it is showing which is not in our scope. Then what we will do, we'll just clear the all these errors. Right click here and then clear all violations. Okay, now the violations are clear. Now let us say view fit board. Okay, and then we will jump into the top layer. Now let us run these violations for the only for the width rule what you are want to verify. Okay, with constraint. You can see under with constraint, you can see we have got 4 design rules. 2 are from schematics and 2 are written. One is written for the BGA. You can see here the BGA here. A room has been placed. I will explain about the room also after running this violation. Now let us run the rules and violations for the this particular rule. Run DRC. Sorry, yes, run DRC class for the. Oh God, I see. Yes, these 408 rules are for the this particular net class only. You can see here we have got a violation stating that this is the violation. To you want to see the what is the exactly the violation, then select Control A, right click and say properties. When you go to properties, you can see here we can see the what is the message. See here we have got a width constraint saying as per the design rule the width of net should be 10 mil minimum, preferred is 15 mil for the net to 3.3, but actually the width is routed here as 5 mil, but target width is 10 mil. Suppose if you want to waive this violation, just click on this waive violation and automatically it will take the name of the person who signed in and you can write it. Okay, or you can click OK, it will waive off. But here if you click on this schematic with constraint, it will take to the particular rule where it is inside the design rules. But here if you take a close look at the design rules, I'll show you. Yes, top layer. If you take a close look at the here, as I told, we have got a one BGA. Okay, one under BGA we have placed a one room. Room in Altium Designer helps you to place on a space where you want to follow a specific design rules. Let us say if you take an example of BGA, we want to maintain a specific clearance rule and specific width rule inside the BGA. Okay, and outside the BGA you want to follow your desired rules. How we can specify area based design rules, okay, inside the Altium Designer with the help of these rooms in Altium Designer. You can able to apply, you can able to place a rule and you can able to specify within room or anything touching the room BGA. This is the rule it has to follow for width rule, and touching the BGA inside within room BGA clearance is this much. Like that, you can able to specify the design rule. But here, if you look at the design rules, there is a rule already has been assigned. But due to the prioritizing, due to the priority issues, as I told, whenever you create a new rule, the tool will give the first preference to that rule, and it will try to apply that rule first, because this width VJ is in the at the fourth stage, which is far away from the top. Then tool will first give preference to this net class to satisfy the particular net rule. What we will do, we will increase this priority, click close and apply, and okay. When you say apply and okay, but as I told, in my case I used to keep online DRC for with clearance rule. Now it is running the online DRC. Now you can see inside the BGA it is being waived off. Okay, there is no error. Earlier there is a error. See here, up to here only we have error. Up to inside this net there is no error. How we have cleared this error is by creating the priorities. By creating the priorities, we could able to overcome the issue. Like this, we have to prioritize your design rules, and you can able to overcome all your Alten Designer. And also, there is a new update inside the Alten Designer. In the 21, I think in my earlier webinar, I also showcased about this with new editor. It's like a document view. If you click on this switch to document view, it will open as if like a PCB editor, as if like a schematic editor. How we will be doing as editor, it will open like a editor window where it will give more flexibility to assign the design rules. And also there you have got two categories, okay, which I'll showcase you. Yes, you can see here it's been yes, let me see. You can see we have got two categories, as you can see in the visualize: advanced rule and basic rule. Okay, the difference between the advanced rule and basic rule is, suppose when you are pointing a design rule to the a group of nets or a net class, okay, then automatically tool will assign it as a advanced rule. But when you are assigning to all the nets, okay, for entire design, then it will call as a basic rule. Tool will automatically reorganize it, and it will apply the design rule. And you can see here, you can able to directly pick a net class from the drop down if you select net classes, and then you have to apply the clearance rule and the width rule on the go. There is no in the, we click on add, you can able to directly add a clearance rule and the width rule for this particular entire class at a time. There is no need of shifting the different categories and applying it. Maybe you may miss a particular rule which is very important, but here if you, when you are shifting to the latest document view rule creator, there is no lapse in applying the design rules. And also here also you can see if we have differential pair directly, you can pick the differential pair tab and you can assign the width gap on the go. And for X signals, polygons, and if you want to apply a specific design for component clearance, component to component clearance, you can able to specify from here. If you click on advanced, you can able to see the component relation, the fan out control, and the polygon connect style, all the rules, so you can able to pick from here. Okay, this is the latest update which is available in the Alten Designer 21. Or if you don't want to use this latest editor, you can able to directly select, and you can able to close it, and you can able to switch back to your old editor. And as I told, you can also save this rule, and it can be reused in the your upcoming things in the next design as a proof. Okay, is all about the new room editor. Okay, yes. Now let us see how we can create a rules by the a rule wizard. Okay, to do so, to create a rules by using the rule wizard, just go to design, rule wizard, and see next. And you can see I got a type of category you want to be able to select from here. Or if you want to select only a width constraint, select the width constraint over here. If I want to select a clearance constraint, you can select from here. I want a width constraint, just click on the routing width constraint and say next. And here asking you to select which rule you want to apply. You want to apply for a single net or a whole board, or you want to have a query or a particular net in a particular component. You can see it will help you to pick your requirement. Just I need for a single net. Then here which net you want. I want it for, as we have already having a rule for 1.8 volts, I want it for 12 volts net. Let's see, automatically the query has been generated. You can see automatically it has been prioritizing, the name has been prioritized. Okay, next. And I can see here the width rule, or what the width rule has been added, be seen here, and say finish. You can see automatically the name has been assigned. Let me rename it. Okay, and you can see the priorities automatically. It has given the top priority to this particular net class. As I told, when you create any new rule, it will give the top priority. If you want to decrease, you can just select this decrease to decrease it. Okay, and then just apply and okay. Then it will automatically check for the DRC. Will be checking the particular thing is satisfying your things or not. It will be verifying it. Now you can see this time we have got 277 violations. You can see at this particular case 3 volts 3 nets. We have got some few violations. Okay, let us see. I think 12 volts net also. See here we're also having some kind of violation. If you want to see what is the violation, just select this next. Just select the net trace and press shift V. When you press shift V, you can see here the violation here. What is saying? The width constraint is 5 mil. If you want to see it, just click on these properties. Then the same message will open. Wait a second. Shift V. Just a second. Select it. Shift V. Right click properties. Yes. Just see here. It is saying the power volts net. It is actually included with the 5 mil, but as per design it should be 10 mil. Okay, that's why it is throwing an error. Okay, now how we can change the trace width to 10 mil. Okay, simply just select on segment and press tab which will automatically complete the selection in the same layer. If you want to complete the entire selection, press tag again, which will complete the next selection. Once the selection is done, go to root. There is an option called retrace selected. When you say retrace selected, the tool will automatically complete the routing of the trace with the available current design rule. There is no need of deleting the trace and rerouting it. Okay, see how easy it is. Just select the trace and then go to root and say retrace selected, which will help you to route it very easily. Complete the updating that bit value up and degrading it easily, very easily. And also there have got two types of design rules. One is unary rules and the binary rules. Let us see how if you want to see what are design rules apply to this particular rule, we need to click on unary rules. This unary rule will select the what is the applicable rule for this particular net. You can see this is the applicable rule for this nets and routing layers, and routing technology shortest, and routing corner value is 45 degrees, and plane clearance also it mentioned as 20 mil. Okay, and also if you want to know what is the applicable clearance or applicable rules between these two pads, just right click and say binary rules, select this pad and select this pad. Automatically, what is the applicable rules between these two? You can see clearance is 10 mil, short circuit is not allowed, and polygon count is direct, and hole to hole clearance is yes. I can see what is the solder mask silver constraint. You can have to see all these rules. Okay, this is how we can have to check the applicable rules between the two pads. Okay, and also next thing we are going to talk about the how we can neck down the trace. Okay, let us unroot this. Okay, let me do the routing. See in RTM designer latest version, we have got see automatically dynamically pouring the polygon. You can see here you can able to specify it as soon as the tool is entering the room. It is taking the the particular room width value. If not, you can just simply take the trace out and press tab here. Just select here and press tab to open the properties. Here you can mention the trace with 20 mil, and then you can able to, you can see here how we can increase, or if you want to decrease the trace width to 5 mil, just 5 mil, you can able to see taking down the trace width by pressing tab. You can able to select the net. Now I need a 15 mil. Let us say I want to increase it. You can see like this. You can able to manually increase or decrease the trace width inside the Altium Designer. Okay. Finally, we are going to run the validation reports. That means generating the reports by the DRC. If you go to the tools and select the option called design rule check, and if in the design rule check, as I told, we have option to check the rows to check, and the rows to check we have got two categories, as I told, online and batch. I usually select clearance rule and the width rule for the online, and rest all for the DRC. By unchecking and checking that, you can able to select which is for online and which is for the DRC. Okay, and again under ethical we have chosen clearance the online and remaining other batch rules. If you click on the run design rule check, it will run the DRC and it will give a report where and all it has violations, how many violations it found, and where is the exact violation. You can we have a detailed report of the your design errors. This also will help you to showcase that your design met the your initial requirements. You can see we have got 304 violations. You can able to see what the rules it's been checked and what is allowed. See there are 39 nets which are unrooted, and we have got 212 nets of width rule. You can see each category. If you click on this one, it will take to the where is exactly the rule, and if you click on that particular message, it will take to the particular rule, which will help you clearly find out the location. You can able to correct it on the go. Okay, this is all about the understanding the rules and violations inside the Altium Designer. Okay, now we have discussed about the requirements like scoping, categorizing, and prioritizing the board article and design rules. And we have discussed about the rules and the constant hierarchy and rule wizard. And also we have showed the resolution, how we can the real-time design guidance and the design rule check options. What are the design rule checks option we have showcased you. And also we have showcased you about the how we can trace out the design rule violations by using the PCB rules and panels, PCB rules and violations panel, and also how we can generate a report which will help you to prove that your design has met all your initial requirements. These are all we discussed during our today's webinar. Yes,